everybody, my name is Mars. You can call me May or MG if you would like, and today I have a super fun TBR video for Camp Seasonathon. There will be links in the description for you to check out this readathon. It is hosted by Completely Melanie, Kaylani Simply Me, and Clint from Reed's Readers, and they each have different teams. It's like a summer camp theme, hence why it's Camp Seasonathon. They run this Seasonathon 4 times a year. And for this one, they each have a different cabin, so different prompts. I personally am on Cabin Einstein, which is Melanie's team. All of the cabins are named after their pets, which I think is so cute. I picked this team basically just because it was the easiest for me to fulfill all these prompts, but the other 2 teams have really good prompts as well. So like I said, check out those links if you're interested in joining. And let's just talk about all the books that I want to read for this. So the first Cabin Einstein prompt is a standalone, and for that I'm going with The 7.5 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle by Stuart Turton, and I cannot wait to read this. I bought this from a thrift store a few months ago, and I've just been thinking about it ever since. I haven't grabbed it yet because there's just been other priorities, but it's always been sitting in the back of my mind like, dang, I really want to read it. So this month, I'm gonna read it, and I can't wait. Next prompt is an animal on the cover, and for this I'm going with Animorphs: The Invasion by K.A. Applegate, and this is the first book in the Animorphs series, and it is the pick for the Nostalgia Train book club, and I love participating in this book club, and I've never read the Animorphs before, so I'm apprehensive but excited about this because I've heard some wild things about Animorphs, but I'm looking forward to it. The next prompt is water on the cover or in the title, and so I will be reading Mob Psycho 100 by the mangaka One, and this is volume 4. It's the one that fit the prompt, but I will be reading the entire series. There are 16 volumes. Only 11 are out right now in English, and I only own the first 5, but the English translations are available online through the end, so it's fine. I will be able to read the whole thing. And Mob Psycho is actually my favorite anime of all time, so I'm extremely excited to be picking up the manga finally. I have read the first volume before, but not beyond that, and I can't wait. The next prompt is a book with a monster, and I will be reading another manga for this one, and that is Monster by Naoki Urasawa. I don't own this physically, but I am just so excited for this. I'm so excited for all of these. I feel like June is going to be a great reading month for me. This is a dark horror manga, and I think it's a monster as in like a human monster and not like a creature monster, which is also so exciting to me, and it's like a classic, so I'm excited to read it as I am everything else. Then we have a book with 4 or more words in the title, and for this I will be picking up The Dark Hills Divide by Patrick Carman. The Dark Hills Divide, that's 4 words, it fits. This is the first book in the Land of Alien series, and this is a dark children's series. This was actually recommended to me many years ago by my good friend Marissa, and I found this at a thrift shop sometime last year, and so I'm like, of course I'm gonna buy it, and now I can finally read it. The next prompt was actually a hard one for me. It's a Goodreads scroll, and I haven't used Goodreads in over a year now, but I did log back into my account and scrolled for a long time, and finally I came across The Sun and the Star by Rick Riordan and Mark Oshiro, and it was actually my friend Marissa who had posted about it. She had just finished reading it, and I don't own this yet. It just came out, I think, a couple of weeks ago, and I have yet to get my copy, but I will get it soon. I will read anything Rick Riordan writes, and Marissa did give this a 3 stars out of 5, which is a little bit concerning, but I'm still very excited to read it. And then we have a reread, which is perfect because I will be reading The Sorcerer of the North by John Flanagan as my John Flanagan for the month. I've been reading 1 book in the Ranger's Apprentice series each month, and this month, this is the book. So it just fits, and I'm really excited for an easy prompt. Then we have a book with a beautiful cover, and I will be reading All Our Hidden Gifts by Caroline O'Donoghue. I just did this in my other TBR video for the month where I almost said Catherine. I don't know why I want to call her Catherine. It's Caroline O'Donoghue, and this is indeed a beautiful cover. I know that Jess from the Hex Library loved this book. She read it last year, and I think she recently read the sequel and also enjoyed it. But I saw this at the bookstore and it was really cheap, so I'm like, of course I'm gonna get it. So I've literally owned this book for less than a week, and I'm already putting it on a TBR, so that's pretty cool. The next one was a pretty hard prompt to fill, and that was a book with a game in it. And I've decided to go with Much Ado About Nothing by William Shakespeare because I feel like the banter between the two main characters is kind of like a game. I think it fits. I don't have anything else that I could read for this, honestly. I looked through pretty much everything, and so I think it fits enough that it counts. And finally, the last prompt is the most anticipated book on your TBR, and a lot of these books that I've already talked about could have gone here, but luckily they fit for other prompts, which means for this one I could put Tiny Shivers by Laura Nettles. If you didn't know, Laura is an author tuber here and is a close friend of mine, and this is her horror collection. It's full of flash fiction and short stories of various genres of horror. I really love horror, and I've read some of her works before, and she's just a master of horror. And I've had this for a couple of weeks on my shelf, and it's been taking everything I have to not already read it because I knew it would fit this prompt. So this is probably going to be one of the first books that I pick up in the month. So here are all of the books that I own and will be reading. Plus we have the first Animorphs book, Monster, and The Sun and the Star. So it's a little bit of a chunky TBR, I think, but there are like a couple of manga on there. There's a Shakespeare play. Laura's book is an anthology of short stories, so even though the page count might be pretty long, I think it's gonna go pretty quickly. And I really hope it does because I've got a lot going on in June, so I probably won't have much time to read it all. But yeah, these are definitely books that I've been really wanting to get into, so I'm glad this readathon is giving me the opportunity to do so. So that is everything for me today. Let me know down in the comments if you're participating in Camp Seasonathon, and if you are, which cabin you'll be a part of. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to give it a big thumbs up. You can subscribe to my channel for more content, and that way I will see you in the next one. Goodbye, everyone.